to welcome the only guest who has been here 2 times, Malkie Hirsch, Kiss the Kosher Cook. Welcome back to Sunny Side Up.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you, and I have Julie Holzer from Paper and Presents. Welcome to Sunny Side Up.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Tell us what we're going to make today.
We are doing a cheese board right in time for
Shavuot.
Let's get started. Hi, I'm Naomi Nachman, and this is Sunny Side Up. Malkie has her Instagram account, Kiss the Kosher Cook, and a Facebook group.
Yes, I do.
And lots of cooking going on at your house.
Cooking, baking, sourdough, boards. That was the newest undertaking.
You've done a lot of really incredible things with food and baking over the last, since I've known you. Long time. Yeah. And I got to know Julie through Malkie, and we became friends. And I'm like, we need to do something really special together. How did you two guys get acquainted?
Well, I sold Julie a house on my block.
Oh, that was very foresightful.
Not just on the block.
2 doors away.
2 doors away.
And between the two of us, we have 8 boys and a girl.
Okay.
And kids love eating anything off of a board.
Correct.
A big board with everything on it. And so during COVID, this became our new project and the way to survive every day where the kids were not in school.
So Julie, tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I have a business in Woodmere called Paper and Presents.
Very nice.
It's so fun, but this is really a passion, a hobby. It just, during COVID, like Malkie said, took off, and it went from, we started with a cheese board, building to like the next type of, hamburger hot dog board, taco board. We did an ice cream board, and just kept going and going.
Amazing what you guys have done together on Instagram to show the world, the kosher world, all your beautiful talent of making these beautiful boards. So,
thank you.
All right, so I thought in time for Shavuot,
perfect.
Let's show all of our kosher.comers some beautiful cheese boards and tips and tricks on how to blow it out of the water. Okay, so let's talk about how do we put this together. So what do we need to start with?
Well, we need a wooden board.
So you need it has to be wood?
Well,
it could be any material.
Right. It could be any material, but I think the rustic feel is what brings the beauty of the board out, like marble or wood. And this board, for example, has a lip, which is ideal because then the food doesn't really roll off. And no, it really makes a difference. It's not as messy.
When you do this as much as we do it, and the things start rolling off, and it's not looking the way that you wanted it to look, then it gets a little frustrating. So it's always nice to have a border.
That's a really great tip because I had no clue. Okay, great, thanks.
And this happens to be a medium-sized board. People go, depending on the size of people you're having in your house or entertaining, that's how big the board should be. This is fairly small, but perfect for a demo.
You can go from this size to a grazing table. You can do an entire table and just decorate your dessert or anything on a table. It is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of fun.
Do you have any way that we can see some of your old boards?
Sure. On my Instagram handle, Kiss the Kosher Cook, we have all the pictures of the boards that we've done previously. And
also, I think there's a highlight also.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. There's a highlight with Julie of all of our antics, which there are many.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun together. I had to be like, I'm third wheeling them today.
Never.
This is the dynamic duo, and I'm like the third wheel. All right, let's get cooking. Let's get plating. Boarding. We're going to get boarding. Let's get boarding.
So the elements of a board that you need are the wood board. You're going to need some ramekins or some little plates or bowls to house little condiments or berries.
Or decorations.
Absolutely. So we have that. And then we have our platter of cheeses. We're going to go through what these are and what you should use for every cheese board that you make for anything during the week, Shavuot, whatever.
9 days.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we have a soft cheese. We've got a goat cheese log here. We have a hard cheese, manchego. We have Gouda. We have brie, which is a soft cheese. And then we have a stick of cheddar, white cheddar.
Right.
When you do a board, when you assemble a board, it's always important to incorporate a soft cheese, a hard cheese. It runs the gamut. There's a bunch of different categories of cheeses. There's fresh, soft, semi-soft, hard, semi-hard, and blue.
So I learned this poem once. Something old, something new, something goat, something blue. That's
love
really
that.
funny. So let's start building.
Let's do
So
it.
What would go first?
Let's do the cheese.
Okay.
Let's take a goat cheese log. Here
moving the
is one for
mandolin.
Julie and one for
For
me. We're
Naomi.
going to show you 2 ways to decorate a goat cheese log, which is just going to bring a fun visual element, which is what you want. You want textural elements, you want visual elements. We're going to take some edible flowers and we're going to take some petals off.
What kind of edible flower? What's the name
This
of
is
that
an
flower? An orchid. And you can eat an orchid?
Absolutely.
But make
for it.
sure,
Okay.
definitely you want to make sure it's edible.
Go ahead, shoot it.
But this is edible.
Yes.
It's edible.
And you can buy these, I know, in my local supermarket.
Yes.
In where I live. But
Yes.
do you go to a supermarket or do you go to a florist?
I would go to a
A
supermarket.
supermarket for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here, Malkie?
I'm decorating the picture of an orchid on the goat cheese log, and you could really do whatever you want. We're gonna take saran wrap just to flatten it out and roll it against
press
the
it.
board, and then we're gonna put it onto the platter. And you can, yes, absolutely, use greenery.
I'm
Absolutely,
getting
please.
involved here.
Yeah,
Okay, you could put a piece of basil.
absolutely.
put
You can put some
even-
chives.
You can even put a
Little bit
rosemary.
of rosemary.
I mean, there's really no wrong way with a board, which is nice because people, when they see it, are wowed. But that's all about how it comes together. It's not that difficult.
Isn't that great?
Gorgeous.
So a lot of
We
people,
just started.
a lot of people have mentioned they can't find edible flowers in their supermarket. And another alternative to doing that is, for example, if you take chives and just chop them very thin, and you take your goat cheese and roll it into it, you'll see you get like a nice, pretty.
Oh, that's so nice.
You could do that with nuts as well, pistachios or anything really.
Yeah.
gosh.
And once you actually, like Malkie will show you, seal it tight and really roll it, then they press in, and then you'll see the difference.
And then it's
Really
just-
stunning.
Isn't that great?
Mind blown. You could do this at home, bring out your inner creativity.
Absolutely.
So now it's all about where you're going to place it. I'll
Absolutely,
just maybe
yeah.
put that over here. Okay.
So now we have that. So we're going to put one goat
Should I
cheese
take,
log.
are we keeping
over
this
here.
on or off?
That is a cheese slicer, so I think it's important for people to know what this is.
Very
Julie
important.
yes. Julie can demonstrate how to use a cheese slicer with what kind of cheese you use a cheese slicer for.
It's the best investment that you will find under $10 for your
Really?
kitchen.
Oh.
It cuts soft cheese without getting.
Why don't you show us?
I'll show you, like, usually you cut a soft cheese and it sticks to your knife and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I can't get it
yeah.
out." No, watch how clean this is, and it just comes right out. And
Butter.
like butter, right?
Like butter.
Right, and it's such a good
Can we
tool
lift one
to have.
piece up? Just to
Sure.
show?
Lift one piece up, and then you can do coins,
But
so you
it-
can decorate it. Like,
The idea is that it's so easy and clean.
I love that.
With soft cheeses, obviously a hard one, this is not going to work.
Right.
And a lot of people like to drizzle honey over their goat logs.
Maybe some Ceylon. That would be
I
amazing.
think
also.
Malkie has honey, yeah. So
yes, I do, right over there.
Okay.
So let's put the goat. You want to do the coins or you want to do a log?
can we fit both? Should we try?
Yeah, let's do it all. Let's do it all.
Let's do it all. Okay, you drizzle the honey. I'll do the coins. I like that.
Look at the dynamic duo at work.
Oh, you know. Next, we're going to use a brie, which is a soft cheese
They're
with a
both
rind.
brie?
Both
One-
brie. Is it camembert?
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, what's the difference between brie and camembert?
They're both soft cheeses, slightly different in flavor. I think the brie is a little bit milder, if I'm not mistaken.
It has like a mushroomy, right?
Camembert?
Like an earthy,
An earthy
tone, yeah.
tone.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
brie is amazing with any honey, preserves, fruit. It pairs beautifully with those.
And it's like essential for any cheese board because
Essential.
honestly,
Brie
because
and camembert. Brie
No,
and
either one.
either one. Just
Okay.
because you
We
can
want the round
style
wheel.
it. You can style it in so many different ways.
Okay, let's see. What are we
Okay.
doing?
So should we do the cookie cutter one first?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take our handy dandy cheese wire and we're gonna cut just not in the middle, when we're closer to the top.
Okay, from the top, a third of the way down.
It's important that you keep these cheese refrigerated until you use them because otherwise they
Oh,
will
yeah.
melt in the middle.
Yeah, correct.
So,
It will be impossible to cut, right? Like even now, it's a little soft. So
Soft.
yeah.
If you think I have an accent, you've got an accent. Okay, that is beautiful.
It's very soft. Okay, so when we take our cookie cutter, let's say a flower, that's pretty.
Because it's Shavuot.
It's Shavuot.
That is very apropos.
Exactly. You could use it, or what you could do is spread some jam on it. You can do it like this, where you'll take some pomegranate seeds and just fill the center.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I like this. You can totally use that.
Totally use it again. The other one is really my favorite, is where you cut it into 16 pieces.
Okay.
Keep going until you make that full circle around the jam. So hold on. Some people only do even a half. You don't have to go full around. You can decorate it really.
What is this called?
It's called a gooseberry.
A gooseberry. It's got a peel around it, like a papery peel.
Yeah, they're so good though. Do you eat gooseberries?
Look at those different color. Here, I can help with this.
Okay.
I think I can manage this part.
Okay. Next, we're going to do a cheddar cheese.
Yes.
We're going to use this.
I think it's
We're
too
gonna use this
hard.
one. Okay, fine.
Yeah. And the same with this. Do you eat the rind?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I was told that you're not supposed to, but I
use the rind for soups.
Do you?
I
What
save
do
the
you
rind when
Like
I
an
make a
onion
dairy.
soup?
When I make a dairy soup, a vegetable or whatever I'm using, I save the rind in my freezer. And when I make a dairy soup, for example, Shavuot, I put it in the soup, and it really
Elevates
imparts
it.
an amazing flavor. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Malkie.
You're very welcome,
That was
Naomi.
great.
Absolutely.
I love when we can throw out tips and tricks to enhance everyone's food here.
Absolutely. These are
Okay.
easy, approachable things to use.
Right. And the reason people like to cut the harder cheeses on a cheese board is because if you haven't guests, it's hard for them to, it's easier to just pick it up, grab, and eat it.
So you always want to have your cheeses all like...
The soft cheese are spreadable.
They're spreadable,
it's
but
easier
the harder
to leave
cheeses,
whole.
it's nice.
Right.
It's not so much work.
And then with these cheeses, you can do a few things. There's one way of doing the manchego is taking out the center and using the rind as an actual prop. So if you move,
Oh, so you like you pre-slice... You know when they do the steak on the bone, but they
Yes.
slice the steak?
Yeah.
And
That's
then-
exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Oh, I love that. So you're cubing it and you're putting it back in.
exactly.
Oh, but even like rough. It doesn't have
Yeah,
to
rough.
It can be rustic. Absolutely.
I love that. And Malkie, what have you been busy doing there?
I'm just doing, what do they call this method?
It's like a domino.
Yeah. You
It's
just
like a
do-
ladder,
you-
domino.
You make the ends, or you do like halfway, and it's sort of just,
Can I just hold that up so everyone can see? Look at that.
and you just place it on the board.
I'm not neat. I don't have the patience for all the... But this seems not so difficult.
It's just,
And even if I'm not neat or so talented, you just place it on the board right with a cool shape and then using different colors to just tie it all together.
absolutely.
Right. Flavors, colors, textures.
I love to eat from cheese boards.
And isn't it just so much fun as a mother to be able to do something creative while
Yeah.
feeding your family?
Yeah, I
It's
love
like
it.
the best of both
I
worlds.
love when you can do like a burger board. I learned from you guys how to make a waffle board. I remember you gave me that big round wooden one. I
Now-
still have it.
No, it's true. I was even telling Malkie that when I make a board, like a hamburger board, my kids eat it. There's nothing left.
Right.
Well, when I just give them like a hamburger on a plate, not the same.
Because you eat with your eyes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and you can do the same thing with the triangle, where you go every other direction.
She's made some triangles.
so it looks like this in the end.
I like when you do those.
Oh, let's
When
do
you-
that.
I think we
the
should do
flowers.
that one.
So,
And maybe you told me how to do
so
that.
you
it
could do
around.
a cheese flower, which is nice.
I would love to see a cheese,
flower, but cucumbers, radishes also work well and give it more color. It's really fun and it's easy. These were cut round. You
With a
can
cookie
use-
cutter.
Literally, a cookie cutter you can use.
These were the sliced cheeses that you can buy in the supermarket.
They have the slims.
And they have between the sheets of the parchment paper.
Yes.
They took them out. We cut little circles.
Right. Almost like when making a Hamantaschen. the leaves are really anything. Basil.
Looks like a yellow rose.
Garnish it with sage.
And you do this with any vegetable. You could do it with cucumber. You could do it with squash. Anything that has that round shape that you can cut super thin, just roll it up like that.
Would you recommend someone getting a mandolin?
Absolutely, but just make sure that you're careful with your fingers.
Yes.
Because we had some experiences.
How did I know this story
With
was coming up?
accidents.
I just knew it.
Yeah.
Using a mandolin right before a demo.
Right. I see that we have one here, and we'll show
We
you
do,
how to
yes.
use
We'll
it.
show you how to use it.
These are 2-ounce containers.
Right. And it's a great size, and I love to make the roses this way. And what you do as an alternative rose method is you overlap in circles around and around. You just keep going until you literally can't fit anything else in.
Oh, that looks like a flower.
Definitely does.
Okay. So that's the flower, and people do that with salami if they're doing a meat board. The salami rose that really took off.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And again, with the garnishes, people use the garnishes at the end normally, but also when you're making a rose, it just makes it look more realistic when you have,
A stem.
A stem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm showing everybody how to cut a kiwi to make it look very pretty, and this is the one thing on the cheese demos that I like to tell everybody I learned in seminary, which is basically the only thing I learned in seminary, much to the horror of my parents that paid a lot of money for me to be there for the entire year. But I did learn how to make a beautiful kiwi, and all you do is cut alternate slices in the middle of the kiwi, and then you just open it up.
Wow. Okay, let's
And you've
place it
got a
down.
crown. Yeah, every board
Okay.
needs a kiwi.
Every board needs a kiwi.
This is amazing. It's gorgeous. Okay, I think we need to have a l'chaim.
We need a sample.
Wine and cheese, a beautiful Shavuot inspiration. All right, let's clean up and then we'll have a little snack.
Sounds like a good idea.
I like it.
Ladies, this is gorgeous. I love the colors, the shapes, and I can't wait to try the tastes.
In like a few minutes, you can just take even the leftover.
The scraps.
We were
scraps,
cleaning up
and-
to set up for this photo shoot at the
Right.
end.
And no board is too small or too big. It's really just for fun, enjoy it. It's
Eating,
eating,
Drinking.
drinking. We've got some great wines here. And just getting together with friends and sitting around the table.
for noshing. It's a
For
good
noshing.
Shabbos afternoon.
I love it. I love it. Shavuot afternoon. All right, I think we need to eat something.
Think so.
All right. Thank you so much to have both of you on the set. What a
right.
treat for
Thanks
me
so
to
much for
have
having
you
us.
back on the show, and Julie to
Thank
come and be on our
you.
show. Your debut show with us. So thank you
Aw.
very much.
Thank you.
And for recipes like this and more, go to kosher.com.
So first
Stop. Okay.
Sorry.
So let's get started.
Oh, okay. So where do I look?
Okay, there. You can look at me or at that. Okay, so
Instagram.
okay, you got to say that again. Okay. We're doing that again.
All over Malkie's
Right.
page.
Okay. All right.
No,
Maybe we'll
okay.
just edit this part out.
Good idea.
I will this special. We're gonna eat this. This is for the blooper.